we're here 7 days a week for you. The last shows and the last week or two have been incredible. The guests coming on, the knowledge being shared, the comfort being provided to people to come to an honest, safe place with good intention people who respect and love each other. With that said, we've got Andrea back again. She's one of our favorites, and she brings so much light and joy and laughter to the show. And if that's all you get, then it was worth coming here for. But I know you're going to get a lot more, and you should. And really reach out to the other people, connect with them, have conversations, get to know each other, and take the initiative. Now, Andrea, I'll also say chat's wide open. We depend on chat to direct us. We want to really be relevant to what everybody or anybody's going through. So if you have a challenge, a problem, a triumph, feel free. Omar's here. And in the meantime, Andrea, take it away.
Hi everyone. For me, it's afternoon, nearly dinner time actually, and yeah, good day for everybody else who's starting the day and have fun, enjoy. And I just saw Omar popping in. I met Omar yesterday in a call, and it was really nice. And we were talking about America and about Europe, about the Americans sitting in their garages instead of their gardens. Yeah, stuff like that. So we had a good. Well, we were not laughing about the Americans. We were actually just yeah, having a bit of an exchange of experience, my experience and his experience. And well, I didn't tell him. I didn't tell him about the sheriff. I said to him, if he wants to find out about the sheriff, he has to contact you, Donald. Oh, so oh, there is Miss Cower. That's nice. Butter. Yeah, great. And Kelly. Oh, that's nice too. Yeah, I don't know what do you want me to bring to this day to make them all smile? Should I give a little bit away about my first date?
Yeah, everybody was wondering two things: how we're going to do the couch surfing,
Mm-hmm.
and how we're going to do with the next episode of your date. So go ahead, and I'm going to listen intently.
Well, my first date, I already had, I'm not giving away who it was, but somebody was so curious, and I got a DM saying, come on, tell me about this date of yours. I can't wait until you're live again. But yeah, it was a nice walk with a charming Dutchman. Unfortunately, for me or for him, it depends on how you look at it. He was married, and he was looking for a playmate, and he was looking for a playmate he could also share with his wife. Um, so so yeah, that was my experience. Quite funny, and as you can see, I am alive. I made it out of there safe.
Well, you're laughing about it, and the thing is every day is an experience,
Yeah,
right?
you could say that one.
Mm-hmm. So, what are you looking forward to this week?
Not a date.
Okay.
I'm cured. I'm cured for another week or two. No, but this week I'm actually I'm sitting down and working on again my mission, because it quite changed a bit for me. Um, You see, I started after my divorce. I started thinking, yeah, I should help all those who are in a toxic relationship to get out of there, like all guys and women. And but that's not good enough. And I will explain why it is not good enough. Because there are so many people out there now who are simply not loving themselves. And because they don't, they are afraid of what is going on in the world. They don't stay with themselves first.
Mm-hmm.
And that is where I want to help, where I want to serve. Yeah, because the more the more afraid we are, the more we believe and look at what the news is bringing us, because not everything is true. Or let's say, I shouldn't say it like this, but the only thing they actually show us is trauma. We have enough trauma in our own homes. You don't need to see that trauma. Fix your trauma first. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter if it's a trauma with a big T or a small t, but address your trauma. Address your trauma first and start loving yourself. You go, I mean, millions of people are walking around loving someone else, but not loving themselves, or they believe they love that person, but they don't really know what it is, what love is about. They don't. I'm not saying that every love can be unconditional, but we should strive at least to try that, to give, to have unconditional love with not only our children but also our partners. We have to understand that forgiveness and gratitude is a life changer. And what do I mean with forgiving? You see, the thing is, when I forgive my ex-husband for manipulating me, that doesn't mean it takes it away. It happened and it stays, yes. But what I say with I forgive him for doing so, that means I can walk away and I am free.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's so important because people hurt themselves when they think they're hurting another person.
Yeah.
The other person has no idea what you're thinking, what you're carrying with you. You know, I want to take this opportunity to recognize uh, a lot of people here. We've got Kelly, who's always a favorite. Good morning, Don. Good afternoon, Andrea. So she knew the time change.
Yeah.
Gertrude is here. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to have new faces, new names. We cross all barriers, all cultures. We're sending a universal message of hope and of connectedness. Dean is here. He finally made it. Kim is here. Kim's been a regular and a great supporter. Happy Magnificent Monday, everyone. Dean. Okay. Now we have Linda, who's a regular. Good morning. Happy first day of spring. Great to recognize that. It is nice that spring has sprung. I see buds on the trees. I'm looking at longer days. I love Andrea's laugh. We got a fan there. Ambimbola, who's always here and so kind and nice. Hi, Donald, Andrea, and everyone. Dennis is here. Listen and learn on a nice walk, a nice talk. You survived your experience. Never too late for a great date and mission with permission. Um, it's about propaganda, wanting people to live in the fear. When we love ourselves and bring in positive in our life, we realize we have all the power. And when
Yeah.
you're surrounded by supportive people, you have the power when you don't have the power, right? It's like a battery you could charge into. Kim, per Andrea, fix our trauma first through self love. So important. Dennis, love to learn. Why
That's
not?
always good.
Yeah, I mean, forgiveness is for yourself. Absolutely. It's so
Mhm.
nice we have audience interaction because it completes what we're saying, right? If we just say it's us and us, Now it's everyone. And if there's anything you want us to talk about or you want to share, feel free to use comments. Might as well make the best use of the time. You're right, Christy. Andrea's laugh is one thing I look forward to today. It's therapeutic for me. Love it too.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, for sure. Walk away and talk away works. Uh, Kim says, thank you for the kind mention, Don. For sure. And, we're all here for each other, to help each other. And by doing that, we become better for each other and as a group. So we lose our individuality in a way, and we come together in a mosaic of personalities and experiences. Synergize, energize, great 2 words that everybody should really look at. What is their energy level? Who is nourishing it? Who is taking it away? Right? And you need to protect what you have that nourishes you. And you have to distance. And that's what we talked about the other day, is association and disassociation. When to say hello, when to say goodbye, when to move in, one direction or another. And because there's so many people, no one has to settle, right? With 900 million people and just 20 people here, if you just exchange the 20 people that you have on LinkedIn that don't serve you with the 20 that are here, start fresh. There's a saying, it's easier to give birth than raise the dead, and too many people are going back to what's already done and is not coming back and try to revive it instead of building with what they have in front of them and the new you. So Kim says, very true, that any levels have to be protected. For sure. What kind of a dress? Here's our local comic. So what kind of a dress a cow wears? A muumuu.
What's a muumuu?
Well, it's like a long dress, like in Hawaii when they wear those.
Oh, right.
Almost like a colorful house dress.
Okay.
And he also is complimenting himself on 460 days with no coffee or caffeine. Well, that's a great record, and I hope it serves you well. But, everybody is everybody. And that's where we talked about yesterday, is meeting people where they're at, not where you think they should be or not where you are, right? Because that will bring the most nourishment and benefit. What's your thoughts on all this great interaction? And everybody loves your smile, Andrea.
Oh, that's great, huh? I mean, how easy is that? Oh yeah, everybody is coming here to see me smile. That's the easiest task you can give me, because I'm always smiling. A friend of mine said to me last week, the BS you are going through, and also now this with the COVID and the complications you had, and you're still smiling. How are you doing this, right? And I just it's accepting life as it is. It's not a bed of roses. Yes, it's not comfy. It's not meant to be comfy. It's meant to go up and down so that we can grow. Where would we be if there wouldn't be the challenges? We would all be dumb people, dumb humans walking around like zombies, and probably screaming and crying because being dumb hurts, right?
Well, I think a lot of it too is 2 things, which is awareness. So so many people aren't even aware because they've been so bound by whatever they were involved in, their environment, their people, that they don't know there's what we're talking about out there that's available to them. They know what it is, but they don't know how to access it. The other thing, when you get beyond awareness, is understanding, right? So once someone shows you something you never saw, now you see it, but you don't always relate to what does this mean or what does it connect to. And again, by having a group that can help everybody, with their piece of the puzzle, because what I was thinking about last night, because doing this every day, by the time you stop thinking about what happened today, you're already into tomorrow. And I thought this is like a group jigsaw puzzle, right? Where everybody starts with a piece and they add to it and they add to it, and pretty soon it develops into a beautiful picture that was just a bunch of little colorful pieces. And every day it gets better because everybody gets better a little bit. Even if a smile gets another smile, right? That was a positive activity that was promoted by someone putting it out to the universe and to the people here. And that's why if you've got value inside, which you all do, start expressing it, start sharing it. You'll get more value. It's like if you only have a pocket full of seeds, start planting them. You'd be amazed at what can come from it. So we've got some more comments. Linda says, and Linda's a wonderful lady who comes here almost all the time too. Laugh is good for body. Glad to be here and lift up and encourage each other.
Yeah.
It's not, we need it. As humans, we're geared for compliments. We're geared for support. We're geared for intelligence, and the smartest person is the one who shares their intelligence, not the one that pats himself on the back for having it. Dennis is agree. Birth does have labor.
Yeah.
Challenges give us the chance to learn about ourselves and others. We don't know what we don't know. And that's the beauty of it. It means there's always more to learn, more to appreciate. There's so much you haven't seen or heard. Why go back to the same thing that doesn't work, or it's old, or it's stale? I mean, you wouldn't be wearing the clothes you wore 10 years ago today, right? You would have moved up. You would have changed. Maybe some. I mean, I do because I like them. And
I like them. That's the best part. I like them.
yeah,
It's
and the other
that's
thing
a good
is,
choice.
as you get older, you start getting into comfort and not style.
Yeah.
So it's like what fits better, what feels better, versus what looks better. We've got Kim. Did we? Yes. And we've got a bid. Life is a sticky situation indeed. Great point, Andrea. And hopefully we reinvigorate your thinking. We have you go back into your closet and pick out some favorite things and things that you like and gave you good feeling. You've got to plant seeds to enjoy a garden. It all starts with that. Agree, find peace to the peace, and everybody knows what we're saying, but not everybody's living what they're hearing, because they go back into a difficult world, which change is happening by the second. Whether it's technology, whether it's environment, whether it's government, it doesn't matter. Everything is in flux and everything continues to change. So that means this is a great opportunity for you to get more stable, to get stronger, to get more resilient, right? To face the everyday challenges. And I think the best way is you're not going to fix everything. It's like dropping water, a drop of water in the ocean, expect to make waves. But you can redirect, and that's a key word I've been using all week. Redirect your thinking, redirect your actions, and more importantly, redirect your relationships, right? I mean, if you were looking for 5 board of directors to fill, your think tank, who would they be? And why not go get them and be one of the 5 for them? And that's where 5 can make so many different impacts. Here we go with Dean. For me, codependence caused me to find my values through my partner and my profession, and looking inside is hard at times.
But are they your values if you find them through your partner? I wonder. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
They're not my, even when I have thoughts, I always go like, when somebody is saying, You look like a black chicken. Yeah, I'm thinking, are they my thoughts? Where is it coming from? Why is that person saying it, or anything? Or if I think, oh, I am, I am lazy today, and I think, is that really my thought, or is it because society thinks that I'm lazy because I am sitting like this and resting for a moment, right? It just write down for you, hey, when you expect finding your values through somebody else, are they really your values? I doubt it. I personally doubt it. I didn't find my values by looking at my partner's ideas or views about me. Yeah, then
Well,
I would then
go ahead.
my value would probably be I'm the best liar in the world, because that was what my ex-husband was, right? Something like that. I mean, it sounds stupid, but that's how it works.
Yeah, and I guess it all depends on who the partner is, right? So if your partner is supportive and fortifying and gives you more credit than you give yourself and builds you up, that's one way. But at the end of the day, uh, if it worked for Dean, it worked. So let's just say that. What do
All
you think,
right,
Andrea?
all right. Only the word codependence is really making me want. I don't want to be codependent on someone. Do you, Donald? Think about it.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the beauty of humanity,
Mm,
right? Is everybody is attracted to certain things, and everybody is supported by certain things, and that makes it well. Rao's here. I don't know if you know Rao. Uh,
no?
yeah, Rao's a doctor and really focused on yoga, meditation. Has a practice. We had a couple really good conversations in the past, so it's really nice to see some old faces come through. And feel free, Rao, to engage the audience with any questions or thoughts, or reach out and make connections.
Yeah, here we come.
Thoughts come from your source, which is your awareness or conscious being. All conditioning is from your thoughts, not your awareness. You know,
Yeah.
uh, and that's why redirection of thought is so important. Is what movie are you playing in your mind every day? Right? Is it the fun movie, the romantic movie, the adventure movie, or is it the horror movie, the crime movie? And which ones serve you the best? And the key is not everything is right for everybody. It's not one size fits all. And when you find what works for you, work with it. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Find something like a hobby. We talked in the past about music, art, nature. There's so many things you can invest in that will never hurt you, right? Looking at a tree is never going to be dangerous, or looking at a fountain, or sitting down and just being. Close your eyes and listen to what's around you, and every second you have that choice. What do you do next? And a lot of people need to interrupt where they are and get off the wrong track and get on the right track. What's your thoughts, Andrea?
I was just thinking about when you mentioned nature and tree. Have you ever hacked a tree?
Tell you, like,
That is a serious question, because when you do hack a tree, you also feel that you are connected to the tree. There is a connection, and I did that in early 21st first lockdown. I think at the end of something like 2 3 months later, and we couldn't hack, and I was out, and there was this beautiful tree. So I hacked the tree, and I had a connection with that tree. And yeah, today also I was listening to a connection of mine, Arthur Russell, and he was talking about live wire. And I think, yeah, the wire, it's like a real wire. You connect the one end with the other. We are all connected. And I thought, when I listened to him, I thought, yeah, live wire, what a lovely word. And I want to be I want to be the live wire. I want to connect people. I want to connect people through love and through understanding that there is something much stronger than we are, something we can't grasp with our hands, but we know it's there. Some people call it God, and other call it the universe, and then another one calls it creator. I don't care what they call it, but it's there, and I feel it, and I want to share this. I, and this love wire, and my end, my life wire end, connecting to others. Isn't that a great idea? I really felt, yeah,
Well,
I
I think that, to your point, that's the ultimate position you could take on LinkedIn, is by being a super connector,
mm,
right? A connector between people and people, a connector between ideas and people, a connector between motivating people. And with LinkedIn Live, there's never been an opportunity like this for people like us to form together and broadcast such a great message to such a large population that needs to hear it, wants to hear it, and wants to know where they can get more of it.
mm,
Right? If you sample something that's the most delicious something, let's say ice cream, that
mm,
people are going to have to buy more of it if it's that
yeah,
great, right? So the idea is, if you're confident in what you have and the value it has, sampling is the best thing you can do, right? Because then you give people a taste before they have any risk, have to take any action. And what I learned about anything online, the less people have to work, the less people have to think, and the easier it is to do things, they'll adopt it faster. And hopefully, this will duplicate through others, because the next step is people getting more visibility on stages like this. This is like a runway. And what's so good about this runway is you can't stay on it, because everybody who's here gets a lift. I mean, Mondays were Gretchen's every week. She got so much visibility, so much business, so much exposure. She's going every other week. Same thing happened with Jenny, right? Which is good, because there's more people coming up. And as people do better, they come back with what they learned and they help the group. You never have to leave. This is an either and, not an either or. So we've got Dan here. Dan's a great guy. I've talked to him many times on the phone. He's into some fabulous things. Great guy to reach out to. Has tremendous thoughts. Dennis is a regular. Agree, connected a tree, you'll be well. Tree Ted. Yeah, see, that's great. Dennis is great at poems and rhyming. Hi, Andrea. Oh, it's Christine. Hi, Christine. It's been a little bit. Love to see you. Christine's always an avid contributor and a valued asset to the group. So happy you're here. Donald Cohen just got on a few minutes ago. So many things connect us and transcend language, culture, and laughter. Uh,
yeah.
what do you have to say about that, with all the coming together of these, language, culture, laughter, smiles? And
Mm. Yeah, me. I was yesterday with Omar. I was actually saying, because he was talking about games, and I was saying, if we could sell this game, how you, I don't know how it would work, but maybe you would get more people loving themselves because they earn their, I don't know, their coins, their good their quotes, their good vibes, their, smiles, there are happy feelings through this game. Huh? Sometimes I think, how can I reach others? How can I connect my end of the wire with somebody else? Because it's not always easy. And I was talking to another coach about this, and because I said, I wish I could, by the end of the year, I wish I would have, I don't know how many thousands of new people saying the grass is greener where I am. Yeah. And she said, Andrea, no, 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 it doesn't work like that. Then your ego is talking again. You have to do it from the heart. So the only thing we can do is keep talking and connecting with as many people as possible, bring more people to live events, and keep talking about how does it how does it really feel. Hi, Charles is here. How does it really feel to love yourself? People don't know that, huh? And it is it's that constant ringing of your heart in your chest. I can't explain it otherwise. And it's also knowing your values, Dean, for example, knowing what you truly want for yourself, not knowing, having respect for yourself, having the need to care about yourself. And I'm not talking about caring about yourself, making sure that you are wearing the best outfit there is nowadays and stuff like that. No, it's about getting up in the morning and saying to yourself, wow, another day. And I made it. I'm here. I am thankful for waking up. That is caring. That is the start of caring about yourself. And from there, okay, I already heard people like yoga here and others like meditating. And I like it and I'm not good at yoga because I'm a bit of a stiff person. Huh? I have to practice more with the yoga. But the thing is, with the yoga, you can combine it with breathing work. And when you do that, you are in a state of meditation. And when you do this for half an hour, 40 minutes, you have done so much care for yourself already. And then you still have to start the day. I think that is something yeah, I can only talk about it. Yeah, and try to bring that feeling across. Well, you see me smile when I talk about certain things. That should give you the message, right? Because it is something to smile about. There is so much in this world you could cry about. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Your doctor friend. How do you pronounce his name?
Probably wrong, but
Yeah.
I say
See, I'm
Rao.
saying.
Yoga can really help calm the mind.
Yeah, it
Uh,
does.
well, and there are so many tools and opportunities that have been used for hundreds, thousands of years that are still true today. And I think, well, Dean, thanks you. Uh,
You're welcome.
People wait for permission to be loved, to grow, to be fully themselves. You already have
Yeah.
the right to make choices for yourself, including loving yourself. Uh, Christine says, hi, Charles Caller. Andrea, I agree. Self love is the opposite of ego. Charles is greeting us from Hong Kong. Charles was a co host the last 2 days.
Mm,
Really knocked it out of the park, really brought some new insights and perspectives. And really had a calming influence. And actually, it showed by interactions, and viewership continues to grow. Uh, Dennis says, wake up to waking up and you go to yoga too. Uh,
Yeah.
Kim is, I believe, self healing happens in quietness and meditation.
It
You
does.
know, and here's the challenge: what's easy to do is easy not to do,
Mm.
right? So it's really a choice and being motivated to do what you believe you should do, what you need to do, and have the energy to take the action, have the courage and the character to make the change, and have the confidence to stay the route. Because there's a lot of people step in, step back, right? They take a little bit and all of a sudden it's not what they thought or wanted, whatever the case. But there are people like Rao and Andrea and Sarah and on and on and on who are there to help, who are there to support and to give advice to people who are respectful, thoughtful, kind, because that's what we're really looking to duplicate, and not just a message, but how it's delivered, right? If someone throws something at your door versus deliver it by hand, right? If someone's there when you open it up to explain things to you and maybe help you put it together or use it, too many people go halfway and they run back. And they could have saved all that halfway energy by not even doing it till they're ready. Or no, I can only do half. Who can else help me with the other half? Right?
Yeah.
It's like sharing a ride, right? If you're going to the same place, why take two cars? Why not have conversation? And you make your own reality. You're the producer of your own play. You have your costumes, you have your actors, you have your musicians. What do you want to appear in? You could be the star of anything you produce.
Yeah.
So it's imagination that is really important. And it looks like, Andrea, you've got a pretty active imagination of looking at things a lot differently and finding fun and joy in them. What's your thoughts?
Yeah. I do, and I don't. I said that before, and I don't believe in what when I actually sit and do nothing for an hour, just sit and use my imagination. I'm not wasting my time, even though I should be out there and get my clients. No, I can do that after that hour. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I need that time for myself. I need this imagination. I need that. It's like food. It's like oxygen. It's the air I breathe, and others do it with dancing, singing, and I would love to sing, honestly, but I don't. I'm tone deaf, and Granny asked me if I would sing "Happy Birthday," which I did, and then she said, "Oh my God, you're already going in this simple song, yeah? You change." And I wish I could, but I can't. So I have to find something else, and I advise everybody to find something else. And it's sometimes if I look out there, and there's a garden out there, right? And I look out there, and only the different colors of green, because the nature is changing now. It's starting to change,
Mm-hmm.
and the different colors of green is fascinating. Yes, there is a tree. There's a tree there which has I think four different colors, from a light yellow to a really dark green, and nature does this. Nature does gives the tree the chance to change the colors. So why are we not giving ourselves the time to change our colors?
Well, that's a great question. And, nature is a great example for us to follow, right? Because there's more to it, and it is more reliable, right? A tree today will probably be the same tree tomorrow. A person today may not be. Kim says, Andrea, sounds like you give yourself an hour of power to be charged up to serve out others. And I think that's a
Yeah,
common thread is, on an airplane, they say in case of emergency, when the
yeah.
mask drops, put it on yourself, and now you'll be able to help a lot of other people. Christine says, I feel that way about the hour spent here, that it's not a waste of time. It helps me focus and recharge for the remainder of the day. Don't like when I miss it. I will walk my dog for another break later today. Breaks are important for productivity. And that's so true, Christine,
Yeah.
because I'm either talking or walking, but I'm never sitting. So as soon as I'm not in front of what I have to be in front of, which is actually quite a bit of time when you have to support all this.
Mhm.
Uh, I love going. I got a park 400 yards from me, right? In 3 minutes, I'm with all kinds of fountains and animals and birds and trees, and it's really beautiful. And it's like in 3 minutes, you change your whole world from sitting in front of a screen, right, to really being with what is out there, hearing, and that's the part is I think people need to get involved. There's so many people are on the sidelines, put their toe in the water and run back. And there's so many people who, if they just took one more step, they would see a better picture, a bigger picture, a healthier picture. And once you're there, you're there. The world can accommodate any one person doing whatever they want, especially when it's with nature or in meditation. Uh, so what's your thoughts? So it seems like you are finding more balance in what you're doing, Andrea, and it looks like you're reinventing yourself as you go.
Every day again, because it's an ongoing growth. We don't stop growing, right? We go until we finish the Earth school. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we are here in Earth school, and you will grow or you will be dead alive. It depends on what you choose. We have been talking about choices before, and I can say it because I have chosen for many years to be dead alive. Hmm? So I know both sides, and I don't want to go back to that side of being dead alive. I want to live, but with that means I have to constantly grow every day. I have to every day there will be something which will make me look at life in a different way. I will be challenged by, even if I am on LinkedIn, for example, today with that whole talk about the live wire, and that is triggering something within me, and that's triggering the Andrea who is alive and who wants to learn and who wants to give and wants to serve. And the best part about loving yourself is I am not afraid to give. I don't. I remember, and I know, and I see it around me, people who haven't found that true love for themselves, that knowing, that trust within. They find it difficult to give because they are afraid to give something away from themselves. I can give I can I can give love, and I know there's always something left for me, always. Yes, because I make sure that during the day I fill my bucket with of love. It's always filled.
Well, I think what it shows is what you do has to be intentional. and you have to allow yourself, plan your day for yourself,
Yeah.
right? Just like you water flowers, you feed pets, you have to find time to nurture yourself and
Yeah.
put yourself in the best position and condition you can for the next person, right? Because someone's going to be seeing you next, someone's going to be hearing you next. What you are they going to see and hear? Is it the one that got energized and is excited and is grateful for all the beautiful things? Or is it somebody who's embarrassed, frustrated? You got a million words to describe either way, heaven on earth or hell on earth.
Yeah.
And again, what play are you in? Charles says, we grow through what we go through,
Mm.
and that's so true, because you have to thank your experiences because they were teachers, and they were tough teachers and hard teachers. And maybe teachers at the time you wish you had an easier teacher.
Mm.
But what they did, to your point, is maybe they found a live wire and they put electricity through it, right? Maybe someone had to get zapped in order to wake up out of their sleepy mode, or to your point,
Yeah.
walking around like a zombie, looking like you're happy, knowing you're not, and knowing where you are will never get you happy, but you can continue to stay there. And there's no reason for you to be there except to move away. But it's easier said than done, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes you need to go through it.
Yeah.
Sometimes the hardest lessons are the best lessons. I wouldn't look forward to them. But life gives you what it gives you. It's how do you deal with it? How do you visualize it? I think when something comes to live with you for a while, whether you like it or not, you got to make friends with it while it's there,
Yeah.
right? I mean, if you're ill, you could spend a lot of your energy fighting it, worrying about it, stressing about it. Or you could just say, hey, if you're going to be here for a while, let's be roommates, let's show respect. And as soon as
Mm.
you can leave, let's get you out of here,
Yeah.
right? And that way you coexist until you can get back to pre-existing. And I think everybody hears us, and hopefully it touches a live wire in people. Maybe it says, oh, this is it. Today is the day. I'm not going to wait another day to do what I really feel I should do or want to do. And a lot of it is reaching out to other people. How many people say, I should make that call today, right? And they say, well, I'll do it tomorrow. A fact, tomorrow never comes. All you have is today. And no one's guaranteed anything else. There is indeed power in imagination. I couldn't agree more with Andrea. And, I think one nice thing about this show is we motivate agreement, not disagreement. We try to build commonality, not walls and differences between us.
Yeah.
And because everybody is where everybody was. I in today's post I had 12 reasons why you should watch this show.
Yeah. I
And
saw that.
I continue to optimize. So yesterday I put light bulbs next to one, each
Yeah.
one instead of numbers,
That's
right?
really
Because
good.
you got
I
to
love
keep,
that.
yeah. And the thing is it's true. So
Mm.
when it's true, you got to be loud. You got to be proud. Everybody almost has an obligation to share this with as many people as possible because it's real. It's not a salesy thing. I've been doing this every day for 7 or 8 months. That's 200 in a row. If there was something that wasn't right, it would have shown up by now, and that's how this thing will build, and that's how you'll build, because the bigger the audience, the more knowledgeable and shareable the information is. I'm talking to people who are watching the show that have 1 million followers now, that are watching the show because of the show and them wanting to watch it, not because they have their own shows or they're competing or anything else. It really does, like Christine says, resonate with your heart and your soul and your being over time. And you should give yourself that time, because if it's not this, what is it? And what is that? And how does that serve you long term? Kim says,
Yeah, I like that one.
don't resist the season we're in, but embrace it to learn and gain the most about that season.
And I want to say something about that
Sure, please.
because I am 62. Yes, so I would be in the autumn, right? But I chose to live in the summer, meaning you, with your mindset, you can live in any season you like and be younger. Yes, it's like you don't, you're not your age. You chose to live in a different season to stay young. That's how it works. I mean, if I now choose to be in the autumn, I would sit here in front of the window, and we call it in the Netherlands, we call it, I would be sitting behind the geraniums and would watch the world go by from sitting inside. I'm not planning to do that, right?
Well, I think the beauty of it is everybody is as young as everybody in the now,
Yeah.
right? I mean, we're all 40, 51 minutes old on this show, right? So it doesn't matter what our age was before or after, is what you do with what you have. And you're right. I've never worked so hard in a long time, never enjoyed my work as much. And when joy turns in work into play,
Mm.
right? Learning is not work. Getting to know people, getting to love people, getting to get support by people, that's not work. That's pleasure. And the thing is everything now comes down to what can you say and what can you do. It doesn't matter anything else. And here's the thing about ageism. Most things that would prevent people in the past because of older age is not an impediment anymore. It's not a boundary. Anybody who can get in a chair and go in front of a screen like we're doing and flip a switch can be as relevant as anybody who used to get on a plane 3 days a week, go to the office 6 days a week, do all these things. And most of them were collateral damage. I mean, I remember having an office, and by driving to work, parking, getting into my office, having to hear from people and then have meetings and then lunch. I mean, it wasn't very productive compared to working whenever you feel like it. Ann's here. Ann's a lovely lady.
Yeah,
She's
and
out
it's
of England. Age is just a state of mind, Andrea. We're as young as we feel. So I
yeah.
guess you know Ann, huh?
Yes, I know, Anne.
Yeah. How do you know Ann?
We are connected, and I see her passing by on posts where we both comment. So yeah, and I know her through quite some years, and we share a connection, and that is our beautiful friend in India, and yeah, it's like you, huh? Today I was looking at how long am I connected to Donald, and I couldn't find it. I know there is a way to find it, but I couldn't find it. But I also saw we share almost 2,900 connections together. And why was I looking for this? Because I remember in the days when you were posting, every time when you tagged me in a post, I was like, oh my God, he tagged me. Yes, I was like, oh my God, I always loved your work, right? And now I'm sitting here talking to you, and that is so amazing. I just wanted to share that.
No, and it's so gratifying to hear that, because I've always been inclusive. I've always tagged hundreds of people every day to get them
Mm,
exposure, to get visibility, to get their voice seen and heard. And until LinkedIn Live came along, all I had was those posts. Now, with an ability to project so much, I mean, in this hour, we'll have over 1,000 people or 1,000 views of this by the end of the day. And all those people have networks. And I looked at yours just now. You've got 27,000 connections. I've got 36,000 connections. But here's the key. There's 63,000 connections between us. And we've been connected and exchanging comments and likes and everything for a couple of years. There's only 2,700 that are similar.
Yeah, it's
right?
not enough. And that's why I said we need to double at
Well, I'm
least.
saying I have 34,000 that you don't have. You've
Yeah.
got 25,000 I don't have. And the beauty of it when we get together, and the next thing I want to get out there is how everybody could feed this into their own stream. There's a way of connecting very easily that everybody who's a co-host will not only will be able to show this as a post as soon as it's finished.
Yeah.
You know, and so I'm going to try and get on that this week. I've got a lot of plans. I know we talked about repurposing some of this content. If it would reduce to 1 or 2 minute clips, that would be huge for everybody. I want to recognize Lillian, who is a first timer. And every day or two, we get 1 or 2 new first timers that stick. This is the first time here, and Ambimbola shared it on her page. I'm so grateful I joined to see it. I just turned 57 and I kept saying I'm too old, and now I hear you say differently. Thank you for saying differently. Thank you for showing up for yourself.
Yeah.
And now you've got a place where you know what goes on, who it is that you're associating with, what we do here. I never see anything disagreeable, disrespectful, contrary. I mean, because if you love everybody for who they are and what they are, that's where you build from. Right? And Christine says, addicted to learning, that's what gets me high these days. And that's so important because there's no limit to learning and you'll never overdose on it. Experience is an asset, age is irrelevant. So true. And it's what can you do with what you know and who you are, right? Being young and not doing anything isn't as good as being old and doing everything. Lillian Howard, welcome. So glad you joined. You know, it's good to find, you know, brotherhood, sisterhood, you know, community, association, you know, because at the end of the day, you feel stronger when your army is with you and behind you, right? Yeah. They're there to defend you, they're to support you. And one person by themselves isn't ever enough, right? If you can combine with other people, get ideas, get people who you need now to figure out how you can better serve them, right? You know, the beauty of this is how can we optimize everybody with everybody? And then when someone gets to the top, reach down and bring another person up with you. Since I say I don't want it to end, Kim says, okay, so great. You know, and that's what, you know, there's a saying, it's better to leave people wanting more than I've given them too much for them to want, right? And if you can leave with people happy, people motivated, because the beauty of this is it's supposed to get you on your way. Yeah. You know, it's like a racing, you know, race cars got to get into the pit every so often, change the tires, get some more fuel, and then they're stronger for it. Linda, who's a great grandmother, by the way, age is a gift. And finding ways to help us experience new days and new things. Never too old to learn and find ways to help. Glad I was given chance and here to see 72 because willing to choose and make a difference for me and then to help others. Well, you know, that's the whole picture. That's 360 degrees. Help yourself, help someone. By helping someone, you help yourself again. It's a vicious cycle that goes in the right direction. Versus some people are just spiraling down, right? And can't stop the drop. And other people are soaring, you know, flying because they always had it in them. They just needed that air beneath their wings, right? To make them, you know, ascend and accelerate in their journey. So we're almost at the end of an hour. I'd like to be considerate for people that have to leave, but we're here. If you have any more questions, comments, I just want to share with you. that tomorrow we've got Jason Wilson coming back. We've got Roxanne coming on Wednesday, Kelly Thursday, Christy on Friday, uh, and now we've got a new person Saturday, Brian Segway. I've talked to him. If you don't know Brian, he's an unbelievable person. He was a doctor by profession for, I don't know, 15, 20 years, then took over his family business and did really well, was into technology. And now he's deep into LinkedIn. And we've been talking about how we can make this even bigger and
Wow.
better by building the circle, because what you realize when any two circles get together, they both get bigger, just like my and Andrea's group. You want to keep combining your circles with other circles, right? And why not pick up 27,000 connections without having to do anything?
Yeah.
Or take advantage of my 37,000, because once this group is pre-vetted, and it is, and qualified, I think it's an honor for anybody in my group to meet anybody here. And to me, I'm doing a service for both groups. And those people, 27,000, 36,000, there's a lot of people that haven't learned about this show, haven't learned about a lot of concepts that we're sharing today, a lot of really, more importantly, practical strategies that you can leave here and apply a couple of things. Hug a tree, right? Get into nature, enjoy music, have friends, make more friends. The key, I think, is being proactive, being actionable. Taking action is more important than thinking about taking action, because once you do it, you follow it. You have something to work with. You got a blank screen, and then you can fill it up, and you fill up the way you want it filled up. Remember the commercial Burger King was always have it your way. Your life should be have it your way.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
And design it, right? If they can do that with a hamburger and pickles and tomatoes and lettuce and onions, right?
Yeah.
Why not do it with your life? Christine says, just curious, if anybody here is in the greater Boston area, I'd love to connect in real life. That's so cool, Christine, because what I've been hearing, and because of COVID and people having to be a little bit more inside, when people actually, I know a lady who wherever she travels, she looks up a LinkedIn connection. I mean, 15, 20,000. It's very rare you go to a city that you don't know somebody, and that's a chance to see somebody in real life. And every one of those experiences I've heard about has been real positive. Even to Charles inviting Andrea and Dean to his couch out in Hong Kong.
Couch surfing. So we are back to that topic.
Yeah, and I think it's great, when people offer up.
We could have live hours of empower somewhere in the world with me being the guest on the couch.
It could be a reality show.
Yeah.
See where Andrea's sleeping tonight.
Yeah. So Christine, I don't live in Boston area, but I will come.
And I believe her. Andrea did come to Houston one time.
Yeah.
And got to see a cowboy. Kelly, as I can't wait to see her again Thursday. Thank you both for a wonderful conversation. We're ready to face the week with a big smile. Well, Andrea's going to be coming back starting Tuesdays next week. So Andrea's going to start to become more of a regular. And we're starting to do more 3-person shows too, which actually adds more contrast in a good way and complements and really encourages the audience, because now we can have 3 audiences meeting together at the same time and broadcasting. So this is just getting started. I want to tell everybody, and I'm not getting ahead of ourselves. There's so much more to what we're doing that over time will get exposed and get appreciated, right? And we're on a viral network, that things are meant to go out to a lot of people that have value. So anyways, final words, Andrea.
There's one thing, there is one announcement from Rao. He is going to stream a show. Can you show that? Yeah. For
Okay.
giving a helping hand to advertise for him.
Well, check Rao out, check Kelly out. Look at all these profiles. All of this will be in the comments on the show.
Yeah.
So everything you're seeing on the right-hand side, if you didn't have a chance to copy it, you can just go to my post. Okay, go to my profile, go to today's post, hit comments. You'll see everybody's names. If you want to participate and check out their websites or their offerings, I think the best way to do that is after the show, right? Is use the show to get yourself known for who you are. Then after the show, if you want, get to have people know what you do, right? And then vice versa. And maybe there's a program that fits,
Yep.
and you never know what you don't know. Christine says, I prefer those. They are fun. I believe it, whatever it is, but it must be to a three-person show. But
To
the
be on
more,
a three-person one, she
yeah,
means.
go ahead.
On a three-person show.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's, the fun thing is it gives people more time to think, more time to follow up what other people are thinking. Lillian says, Linda Coleman would love to connect. Take this opportunity, make connections, learn something, visit people. Thanks, Donald and Andrea. Thank you, Rao. Good luck on the next project you have. He's a very prodigious person, is into a lot of stuff. He has a great everyday routine that he follows. That's important. And he seems like he's in the picture of health. So with that said, thank you so much, Andrea, for coming in on a Monday.
Thank you for having me.
Wasn't a problem. Oh, my pleasure. And everybody wants you to keep that smile going for them. So
that's not a big deal. I can tell you that one. I don't even need jokes for that.
We'll depend on it then. So thank you, Andrea. Have a lovely week. Hope to see you on one of these shows during the week. And in the meantime, everybody have a lovely day. You all deserve it. And do what you can to make yourself feel better in any way you can. And with that said, take care, and we'll talk tomorrow. Rest up 23 hours. We'll be right back with Jason.